wanted to hop on and give you guys an update from a small business owner's standpoint in Ohio and just a human being standpoint, I suppose, as well. This has been by far the hardest week for me. We probably wrongfully so got excited when Trump came out with his phases of opening the economy, including gyms in the May 1st rollout, and then hearing DeWine say multiple times that he was going to follow Trump's rollout plan as closely as he could. We got mistakenly hopeful, is kind of the only way I can explain it. And so I have been through that roller coaster of emotions this week, and my husband is going through the same thing, right? He owns a restaurant, so both of our incomes are still indefinitely closed. It's hard. And I stayed up with my husband last night until 2 a.m, just talking through all of the stress and the anxiety that this entire situation is causing for both our businesses, that then bleeds into our marriage. And I didn't get out of bed until 3:30 today, 3:30 p.m. I just didn't have it. I tried multiple times to try and psych myself up, and I just couldn't do it. So at 3:30, I got myself to get into the shower. You can notice my hair is still wet. I haven't done anything with it. And I feel better having just kind of taken an entire day to be lazy and do nothing, because I have been putting in 14 and 16-hour days, especially this week, trying to send emails and make phone calls to try and have the voice of a small business owner be heard. And it's emotionally taxing and incredibly frustrating. Now, on the upside, my 2-year-old son has no freaking clue that any of this is going on. I am realizing more and more every day how loved I am because of the people around me, because of the fitness community here at Coca CrossFit and everybody here, my family members, previous members that are sending in membership fees for doing the at-home workouts to help us stay afloat. I no longer really worry about, am I going to be able to keep Coca open? Thankfully, we got a $2,500 SBA grant, which will cover June through June rent. So at least the rent is covered. Now, obviously that doesn't cover insurance and lights and gas and all of the other bills, but that's a big chunk of it. So that stressor of the building being here is no longer on my shoulders, which is great. And now I don't want to say my bleeding heart, right? That's what I would keep describing it to my husband. But the bleeding heart side of me is having ongoing conversations with our members and some people that we're doing some healthy habits accountability coaching with, and just watching their motivation to want to make the right choices really start to struggle. We open our doors to try and combat obesity and heart disease and high blood pressure and diabetes and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, drug addiction and depression and anxiety, and watching these people have their outlet taken away from them is really hard. And I think for me personally, that's the hardest part of this, is not my own personal stress or my own personal health. Oh God. But seeing the members both here and hell, even at other facilities, struggling with their health, both mentally, emotionally, and physically, because their stress outlet has been ripped from them. And yeah, I get it. You can work out at home. And for those people that like working out at home, I applaud you. I'm not one of them. The people that we serve, the people that other gyms across the country serve are not them. And watching them slowly start losing everything they've built up over the last few years is the hardest and most frustrating part for me. I'm not fighting for me, I'm fighting for them. And I am fighting for their ability to fight for their own health. And if there's anything I can say is that as an individual, I'll send you the email that we sent. And I'll even send you the email address of who to send it to. But we need to start using our voices, because they're really hanging on the factor that it's unsafe and that consumers don't feel safe coming back in, and that, CDC guidelines, and we're well above anything that any Target is currently doing and has done through the whole pandemic. And so there's really no justified reason that small personal training studios and CrossFit gyms and hell, even a Planet Fitness, I don't give a shit if they can follow CDC guidelines and social distancing. Like, let them frickin' open, because our health is our number one defense against this. And I'm just watching it slip away. But then I drive by and see dudes smoking outside of McDonald's, eating fucking burgers and drinking sodas. Like, how is that legal? But I can't put a barbell in my parking lot without facing a potential $750 fine. It's wild to me. So yeah, that's where I'm at. This week has been really stressful. I think next week will be really stressful, because we're spending a lot of hours just talking to representatives and trying to get anybody to listen to us. And I took today to just, I don't want to say pity party, because that's not it. I guess I would call it maybe a mental reboot. And tomorrow we dust off and we keep moving forward. So that's where I'm at.